welcome to the Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm here with me, Megan.
Hi guys.
And today we are talking about My Dark Desire by L.J. Shen, and Parker S. Huntington. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm horrible with names, you guys. So I don't have to say a
You
name.
did good.
What is it? And I keep wanting to call My Dark Desire just Dark Prince Road for some reason.
I don't know where you get the road from. Is the road because of
what they call
the series?
the road that they live on is Dark
Oh.
Prince Road. And I think the series, but it doesn't say that. I have to pick it back. It's beautiful.
Oh, very pretty.
Isn't it really pretty?
It is so pretty. It's a gorgeous cover.
And it has like black and white, like chapter headers, chapter thingamajiggers. I just saw a really pretty page in here that had, you can't really see it very well. Like it kind of has like an outline of like a woman.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's very, there's like little details, very, like the end is very like,
Aw.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's very pretty detail.
Yeah, but it's the Dark Prince Road. I don't know like if that's the series name. I'm gonna say it is.
Wait, wasn't there? I think there definitely is a series name, and now I can't remember.
Yeah, because at Polycon 2 we got the Dark Prince Road postcard.
Yes, and I love it because like it says Maryland on it, and I'm just a sucker for anything Maryland. I love that it takes place in Maryland, even in the ritzy part of Maryland.
I always think of you and stuff. I'm like, Megan would know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
would.
they do stuff about LA. I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, I know.
Just ask you for the LA info.
Yeah. Okay, so I really enjoyed this story because it's like this interconnected series kind of thing going on.
Hmm.
It's standalone. It's Zach's story, which I love Zach, but then we still get glimpses of like Romeo and Dallas, and then you get, Oliver, who I love.
Yes, he's
So,
he's a character.
oh my goodness. And we get
His,
Oliver's story next.
oh
So,
my God! Well, that story is gonna be unhinged.
I mean, like, I'm just like, dude, like the things he says, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like you have, like, I have a pretty dirty mind, but I keep it in my mind. And he says the stuff out loud or in his text messages. And I'm like, I get it, but it's just,
but it's like, ugh.
yeah,
But those text messages are so fun.
I love the text messages. Like,
Those are so great.
my like
They're so good.
highlights of my like digital copy of the book is like always the like it's like the full messages because they like crack me up. And it's like, I don't know. I just okay, this
It gives
episode
you
is not all about Oliver, but I'm gonna
uh-huh.
say I love that
Oh.
Zach has like extra insight into him and saying how like
Mhm.
Oliver is actually really intelligent and smart, and like he came up with this like persona to be ditzy and like playboy and stuff to get out of having to be like
Those
pressure
responsibilities.
like
Yeah.
Romeo and Zach has, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how smart is that to just like play this
Yeah.
game so you don't have the same pressures.
I yes, I liked that. I liked that insight. And I feel like his insights and their like insights into each other, but also like even the text messages kind of give you in these insights into the guys you wouldn't get
Mhm.
otherwise, which I enjoy. But yeah, I can't wait for that book. That's gonna be great. But that said, this one was great too.
It was.
Um, I liked the whole aspect, and I don't know if I realized it in My Dark Romeo with Zach. I don't think that it was said about how maybe it was said a little bit about Zach not liking the touch, and I was a fan of that. And a fan of like I hadn't seen that in the book before, where he's like not a big fan of it, but with her, he feels differently. I thought that was a very interesting storyline to follow.
Yeah, and I like that she was like
Mhm.
the one that he could stand touching her and like
Yeah.
wanted that. And it was like, for like, I liked that part of it. this book to me was like hard for the fact that like they're setting themselves up for like
Ugh,
heartache, right? Because
yes,
like
that
she
was so
needed
hard,
what she needed and he needed what he needed, and you could tell that they're like the perfect match.
but they weren't. Yes, they were not.
Yeah.
Seeing it.
And then with like him and his fake fiance, oh, that
That's
lady is a pill. Oh my
That's really
goodness.
that's always hard. Like that is really hard for me in books when the characters are supposed to be together, but there's like a fake fiance. That's very hard.
Yes, it
That
was
was
hard
yeah.
for me too. And I was like really proud of Pharaoh. I think that's how you say her name. I say it like that. Um,
Mhm.
at the end, like he like was saying, like, like they were like, we like each other, but she's like, but you're engaged, and
Mhm.
so it's like I was happy that she's like, we're taking a month off and you're gonna deal with your shit and I'm gonna deal with mine, and how it was really hard, especially for Zach,
Mhm.
not be with her, which is saying a lot because he was somebody who didn't need that before. And now he's like, I feel like I'm dying
Yeah.
without her next to me or in my house and stuff. And it was like,
Mhm.
I liked that ending and like him fighting, trying to track down Eileen to break off the engagement was
Mhm.
like, I liked it. I liked him like flying here and flying there and dealing with his mom and like really like finding her and being like, what, like sign this. Like I liked seeing him having to like act and do.
Work for it.
Yeah. Anyways, um, I'm a big fan, and I don't know if I ever told you,
Hmm.
I love Cinderella. I
I
always
don't think you have told me,
love
no.
Cinderella stories
Aw.
so much, and so I liked that there was the Cinderella aspect in
I
here.
like a Cinderella story as well. Like I like that aspect too. I especially at the beginning when she was. I found it very funny that scene where she was kind of hiding in that like food pantry closet, just like listening.
I love that so much.
Spatula.
And he's so smart. Like he knew. He knew.
He knew.
And the
He
rest
knew.
of the family's like so like the stepsisters were done
Mhm.
really well.
They
And like
were.
and it was like them going off and then him going straight to her. And like he knew the whole time. And I love that. I mean, the
That
one
was funny.
like thing of like I liked the shoes and how like it comes in like when he's chasing her, she's like throwing her shoe at him and
Yeah.
and then later he gifts her a bunch of shoes, like, for her birthday, like her birthday number and shoes, and it's like he totally misses the mark, but I liked the gesture of
It's
it. I mean, so it's not like super Cinderella where, like, he doesn't know who well, he kinda didn't know who she was actually at the beginning,
but
and
he
then
figured it out.
he
Like
figured it out, but
it wasn't the whole plot of
yeah.
things.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like the whole, like, story of, like, who is this person? It was,
Which is refreshing. That's what I like. When, with these dark fairy tales that they're retelling, it's like aspects of it.
yeah.
It's like very loose. It's so I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, it's like a twist on it, and I
It's
liked
a twist. Yes.
yeah, and I'm like, "What's gonna be the fairy tale for Olive?" Sorry, I'm back to Oliver.
No, I want to know too. That's gonna be interesting. I'm trying to think of like a character that like might match him, or we might not even get. It might be like totally surprising because we
Right?
had Beauty and the Beast for the first one, and wasn't it something else? It was. Well, I mean, his name was Romeo, so I think you were thinking Romeo and Juliet, but it was more Beauty and the Beast
Yeah,
with
you're
the library and the rose.
yes, 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 yes,
Mhm.
and then this one's Cinderella, so I'm like, it can't be like Sleeping Beauty.
Mm. I mean, it could
Could.
be. It could be. I mean, they might do some. She could end up. That could be like like towards the end of the book. They could take that aspect later. What's another one? Snow
Yeah, because
White.
she Snow
Um,
White goes off.
no,
It's not
don't
gonna be the
think.
it could be more Little Mermaid-ish, right?
Ooh,
Like she needs to go experience the world.
that's interesting. That's an interesting concept. Let's see, like Beauty. Okay, Beauty and the Beast. It was like kind of
Rapunzel.
trapped her. Cinderella. I don't know. Hmm.
Mhm. And of course, I'm
I'm
thinking like Disney, and I need to think beyond because there's all like the Grimms and the Christian one. So it's like,
mm-mm.
okay,
Hmm.
sorry, we're like planning the next book for you
We're
guys.
just like we're just thinking of fairy tales.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. That'll be a
But
fun reveal.
I'm excited to find out on that one. Anyways, okay, back to this.
Okay.
I loved getting to know Zach, like you said, on this book because I
Mhm.
didn't know it tore me apart reading his beginning story with his
Oh, yeah.
dad and what happened. And then I was like,
Mhm.
no, like, duh, he's like this, like,
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
and then to hear Pharaoh's story, which isn't as heartbreaking, but
Mhm.
still
Yeah.
heartbreaking. And
Yeah.
and then for them to have similar losses and
Mhm.
then, like figuring it, like coming together, and then just Zach who like went back and he bought all the things, like he went to all the auctions and bought the things for her, and then her finding it all in storage. It just like, I don't know. Those two are just meant for each other and they did a really good job. Um,
They did. Good
so
chemistry.
good, amazing
And
chemistry.
different, and different, and you have to, give praise to that, to something that's different, something you're not seeing in romance books, or, just having something, unique, that I enjoyed that. They're very unique characters.
Yeah, I agree. And I liked that Dallas loves Sparrow and like she's like, we're friends.
And she's just so Dallas too, like, she's just so that character.
Yes, they kept Dallas, which I really
They
appreciate,
did.
and like pregnant Dallas too. So it was dealing with her. I just like I reading this book was just like, oh, we're here again in this community
Mhm.
again with these friends again, and everybody was the same as we know them, and then like we got to know these two more.
Mhm.
It just was like so enjoyable, and then there's just like all the little things they added to it that it just made it even more.
Gave it
Yeah,
Yeah, gave it the depth.
yeah,
Well, yeah, it's a great series. I'm looking forward to the 3rd. It'll be interesting. I hope the authors continue to work together after this series, because we got the 3 guys, so I think it's a trilogy.
yeah,
So hopefully we'll get more from them working together, because they do really good work together.
yeah. Is this their first? Sorry, I'm looking.
Collaboration that we know of. I think they've been friends for a while. Yeah, so who knows? Like, maybe they've read each other's stuff or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
just
of
I
course,
like
I meant like
them
the core,
together.
like,
They do a really good job, and I don't know how they work
yeah.
together, but it's just like, sorry, I'm playing
I'm
with.
like, maybe they've helped each other before or something and we don't know it.
Yeah,
Because we got to meet LJ at a
mm,
Polycon. She was super nice.
that's so nice.
Um, so nice. And then, like, in her line they were giving out Hershey kisses and stuff.
Mhm.
And then Parker as Huntington is kind of more, like, we don't see as much of her. Like, she doesn't have a picture, like, you know what I mean? She's more of a, like, I don't know if it's a pen name or what. So, I'm very curious as to. I'm intrigued.
Sorry,
I'm
Parker.
intrigued. I'm intrigued.
We
I'm
want to meet
intrigued.
you. Um,
I know. Do a sign. We
right?
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was really nice meeting LJ because I haven't met her. I've only seen
Mhm.
like her social media, and I have like a lot of her books, and like her books are some of the first that I started reading when I read. So it's like it was really nice to meet her, and she was just
It
really
was,
kind and
she was.
like had a conversation with you, even though there's a line. Like it's just I always appreciate that when it's not just like okay next, like so.
Me too. And very genuine conversation. Yeah, I really enjoyed that too. And one of my favorites is Bad Cruise, because I love going on cruise. It's a good book. I like to read that during vacation season.
Oh, you have a reread?
Yeah, I do. I like a book that takes place on a cruise ship, so it's good for vacation time.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking because we were just talking before we started recording about how I think I'm ready to reread Devious Lies. And I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh
it's
God.
the hotel aspect of it or just the whole
That's
everything.
a really good book.
Because
Yeah.
it's so
She's
good.
like
And
cleaning
I'm
that
like, I think I need
closet.
to read that book soon. So, yeah. Anyways.
Sometimes rereads just call to you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And this, like, I was just thinking, oh, I kind of wanted to reread My Dark Romeo. So maybe that's like a thing to like read these.
Maybe reread that. before Oliver's book. Maybe it's like
Yeah, especially with the sisters in it.
yeah.
So
Do we know if the sister's gonna be in it for sure? Like that, wouldn't it be a twist if that wasn't the love interest?
I don't think I'd be very happy. I mean,
I mean, all
what
roads
point
are
is he
pointing
waiting
to
for her to go
her.
on vacation? Like he's like, so I don't know.
All roads point to her, but it would just be I don't know. One time I forget what author it was, where all roads pointed to one character being that character's match or whatever, and then it wasn't, and we're like, what? But it worked. I can't remember what author it was.
Hmm.
I've
Yeah,
been wondering that about Megan Brandy and her new book with the Payton. We're all like, oh no, it's definitely going to be Mason, and then I'm like, well, what if she's
right.
not telling us for real? Like, what if she does change it up? She
Yeah,
might.
she didn't say it's Mason's book. She just said it's Peyton's book. Anyway, sorry guys. Um,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting off.
but
I'm
yeah,
getting off as
I
you
know,
do.
I don't know. I'm excited for Oliver's story. I love Oliver. I've loved
Me
him
too.
since I met him in Romeo. So I'm really excited for it. And it's like the both books that we've read so far have just been so well done that it's like
Hmm.
it's just gonna be good.
They're a great writing duo together. Do we have a pre-order date for book 3 yet, or no? Or a date? I don't think we do, right?
That's the hard questions.
I
Um,
didn't think there was. So I think this one took a minute to come out before Dark Romeo, before the pre-order.
I don't know. Loading, 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 loading. So the next one's called My Dark Prince,
Oh yeah, I did know that.
and it's February 7th, 2025.
Okay, okay, okay. Near my birthday. Okay, it'll be a birthday week treat. Birthday week treat. So my Dark Prince leads to some, he's gonna be a prince of some kind, right? Okay, right? Okay. Prince.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to think of fairy tales. We'll have to, if
Right?
anyone else
It's
has any
nothing,
thoughts, let us know.
right? Because it's a billionaire romance. And then it's from the Dark Prince Road series. Hmm. It doesn't say yet what it's.
We're gonna have to wait till January to get get the
It's
blurb.
gonna know it's a prince, right? But
Mm. What
like
prince?
there's like Prince Charming. Like that's why I'm like Sleeping Beauty is Prince Charming.
Maybe it will be. Maybe that will happen. Maybe
And
she'll
it could
fall
be
into a coma or
twisty.
something.
It could be twist it, like instead of going off to the fairy godmothers, or maybe I don't know. Maybe she becomes a fairy godmother with the baby and goes to live with Dallas and Romeo, and then is around. I
Hmm.
don't know. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm excited. Okay, I should mark
Yeah.
my calendar. Because they also always have these gorgeous hardcover copies,
Oh
limited,
my gosh.
limited, and you
Yeah.
get these two books. And I actually ordered it for my for this one, so I'm gonna have two copies of it.
Ooh, we were
And
just talking about duplicate coffee,
I,
Sarah.
I know, I know. And then I'm trying not to do this, but I did. And then
It's
my
okay.
Dark Romeo, I missed it. Right, like there was an
There's a pre-order. There's a pre-order for it right now.
it was well, and then it ended, and then there's a new one because like
Yeah.
it like sold out, and I was like, no, and I was like, it's fine, and then they reopened it, so I
Did you get it?
so
We
I'm
have, yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. They're very
well,
beautiful covers, especially that one. I love the My Dark Desire one.
yeah, and then like the hardcover is gonna have like the foil and the digital signatures and stuff, and I don't
Like
mind
the
digital
box.
signatures. Like I know some people prefer like wet signatures or whatever, and I'm like, I'm fine with whatever. So,
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, okay,
You
enough
know,
about
it's tempting. I was tempted. I'm still tempted. But after a Polycon, I'm like, no buying books, no buying books. It's
so
very
hard.
hard.
It's very hard.
Very, very. It's so hard.
So
It's
hard.
so hard. Mm.
Okay. Anyways, thank you everybody. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll probably chat with you next year after February about our dark books.
Yes, definitely. All right, bye.